All right, and apparently we're live. So, hey everybody, Lena, if you're still here, she's first. Awesome. Bree is supposed to be joining us soon, so hopefully she gets in here. Today, we're going to talk about Bree. Yay! Hi, Bree.
I thought you were going to make us cringe.
Oh,
who me?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's you. Oh
That's
my god,
what I
you have
do,
to see.
yeah.
You have to see Bree's. She's trying to make me cringe. Is it Wednesday, Thursday?
Yeah.
Trying to show me Trump clips. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
About Trump being a
Rude.
time traveler. It was so fun.
So for the record, I have very strong opinions about that topic because one of the main reasons they say, as you covered on your stream, is because Donald Trump's uncle, John Trump, was the dude that like the government had go through Tesla's crap. And the reason they did that is because John Trump was a physicist / electrical engineer with a specialty in high voltage.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason he had a specialty in high voltage was because he helped build Van de Graaff generators with my grandfather, Robert Van de Graaff.
They left that part out, though.
Yeah, so like I have a personal familial connection to that man, and he was totally different.
So you can prove that Trump is indeed a time traveler.
Yeah, I would, except the problem is that would require John Trump to cooperate with his nephew, and his nephew was a good I mean, no, the uncle, not Trump. Uncle was a good person.
What the fuck? You're just ruining my entire channel.
I know, I'm sorry, but like I feel uniquely positioned in the world because my grandfather was his friend, doctoral advisor, and business partner. They co-founded a company, High Voltage Engineering Corporation, that built Van de Graaff generators mostly for use in cancer therapy. And yeah, I'm hoping to do a stream with Michael Granato on the topic in the future.
I look forward to that. Well, yeah.
Look,
I love talking to Michael
too. For the record, I already have 2 sock accounts, Tropical Weasel and Topical Weasel, and both of them are subscribed to Bree.
Yes.
Yeah, wow.
Be more like this guy.
That.
Yeah, more on the subbing, less on the helping evil people time travel. All right, Doc, what do we let's start the show. Doc, what do we got going on today?
Okay, so we have this wonderful gift from that relative that like really hates you, and they don't just give you fruitcake, but they like poison the fruitcake, which I mean is a terrible strategy because you're just going to regift it, right? So right. That's what so if God existed, which then this would be the terrible fruitcake that he gave to scientists everywhere, just for amusement, I guess, and to remind yourself anytime you're feeling imposter syndrome. I look at somebody like this and I'm like, okay, that's what stupidity looks like. Confident stupidity.
Oh, yeah. He is the epitome of confident stupidity. Like his picture should be in the dictionary next to the term.
What do we know about this gentleman? Who are we looking at here?
So this is Ken Wheeler. This is Ken Wheeler. He's been the target of the likes of Planar Walk and Simon Dan before, and he is better at Gish galloping than anybody I can think of, with the possible exception of Whitsitt.
Yeah.
And Whitsitt's skilled at it. So this is a guy who apparently he's also in the sort of photography part of YouTube, which is not a part of YouTube that like I'm familiar with. But today, when I was like, you know what, we should talk about Ken Wheeler, I started looking at some of the videos, and apparently he's just a trash human being for
Has Logic covered this guy? Logic likes photography people.
Oh, well, his photography doesn't seem to overlap with his nonsense. I've never seen them intersect. So he's not like taking pictures of the sky and saying it's an amoeba. That would be a little bit too simplistic for him, but
no sky amoebas tonight. I want some sky amoebas, damn it.
You're gonna understand exactly what sort of person this is after the first 2 seconds.
Dax had kind of a bad weekend, so I thought I'd cheer him up by, debunking bad science. But we'll invite you on because we've got to get back to aliens and cryptids. And I don't know, my favorite is Ghost, but I know that a lot of the chat loves cryptids, and so we'll invite you back to go over tapioca weasels.
Okay, let's get our first taste of the wonderful Mr. Wheeler.
Real quick, before you say that, if you like cryptids and ghosts, don't forget to subscribe to the Hive, because we do Cryptic Corner every Saturday morning, and you can watch re-premieres of that on Friday nights at 8. So yeah, okay,
100%.
Go ahead.
Woo, do it.
Do it.
Past 48 hours have been hellish. That's okay. Right, at least I got a roof over my head and I'm not starving, as is blatantly obvious, right? Yeah, certainly goes. So, yep. Okay. Not going to take it with you, right? I love when people like want power and they try to build up things. I think they're going to take it with them to the afterlife or something. Nobody should ever want control over other people, but that's a matter for now.
So one of the things about Ken Wheeler here is he seems to think that a sentence has a minimum length that is required if it's going to come out of the mouth of somebody with a high IQ. So he just keeps on linking concepts together, and by the end of the sentence, you're not even the same universe as you were at the beginning of the sentence.
Yeah.
And it happens constantly, even for trivialities like him just making small talk when he's setting up for the video.
So if you get lost pretty quickly, it's normal.
Yeah, no, it's...
I can relate to that to some level, though. I sometimes I'll get lost in my own head while I'm explaining something.
For sure, for sure.
No. You're going to seem like a super genius after this.
I was talking about this specifically in the community section, specifically the geometry of the hyperboloid. Here's a little hyperboloid, by the way, an hourglass shape. Now, this isn't a true hyperboloid, because there still is a little funnel in the section from where the sand actually falls from there to there. The center of which of a true hyperboloidal geometry.
So,
sorry.
None of that, like, yeah, vaguely. The shape that goes like this, that's like a hyperboloid. It's got a curve. It's a type of conic section. Nothing he has said is intolerably stupid. But I'm so primed that I can't help but comment that it doesn't matter if there's a funnel going in the middle. Okay, a hyperboloid is just a shape. It can be a
geometry, which is purely theoretical because it would be connected. There's nothing there. We actually have mass and magnitude, and we have sand passing over here. Same as on a clock. Yeah, you can look at the hands, the hour hand on this, the minute hand passing around. But if the clock were still working and we just rip the hands off the clock, we would never know the time. Time is necessitatively, of course, only those extensions. We actually have a little battery that powers the clock hands, and they move off of that little spindle, and the arms extend out since we could visually see it. The loss of energy.
Okay, so I have a question for my panelists and possibly for the chat. What point in the last 15 seconds has he tried to make?
I'm questioning, so when he's talking about a clock, because I imagine he's about to make some kind of cosmic clock analogy here, and he's only pending on clocks that are powered by batteries instead of powered by physics. Is that where we're starting out? Because clocks were powered by physics for a long, long time before we had battery charges.
Yeah,
I mean, observation.
You're giving the guy a lot of credit. I applaud. Okay. I applaud your compassion.
I'm trying to understand what he's saying. Yeah.
It's
energy or inertia of that battery as the battery, so we could visually see it. The loss of energy or inertia of that battery as the battery slowly drains as it turns those respective spindles that control the minute hand and the hour hand is really no different than the agathon of the absolute, i.e. the extrinsic principle of the agathon of the absolute, which is the extrinsic nature, no different than light.
What?
What is the extrinsic nature of the agathon? What is the agathon? I actually don't know what that word means.
Oh, okay. Well, allow me to look at agathon. An Atlantean
hyperboloid.
I know, it's like I don't know. Maybe I'm like spelling this wrong. It's like Agathon was an Athenian tragic poet whose works have been lost. Unless I don't know. Yeah, and here we go again. I think I'm just going to pin this.
Did everybody take a listen? If you did not take your Tylenol before we started this, that's all on you. This is the language of the video. Moving forward.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Bring your vodka, bring your beer.
This
don't
is not
play a drinking game.
Yeah. I'm a physicist. Okay. What this man does to my craft is an academic hate crime.
Maybe it's just like 4D chess. He's just so smart that he is leaps and bounds above the field.
Oh,
Is that is that like a coil thing behind him? What is that?
it's a grinder, like
Oh.
that you would
Oh,
have
just the
in a
bench
workshop.
grinder then. Yeah.
It's just a bench grinder. I
Looks like it's in,
I don't know.
yeah, in an office. I don't
I'm
know.
okay with it. Honestly, his whole vibe here that he's got going, I don't have a problem with. I even think that the like putting the fire on like the screen, it actually works all right.
Yeah.
You know?
Layer of
Yeah.
class.
Sure.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, he looks a little bit like a thumb, but don't we all?
Well, I don't
Some more
shame
than
people for how
others.
they look, but
Yeah,
some more than others.
I do think
I
if he's
would-
gonna have his ears gauged out like that when he comes on camera, he should have something in there. That's my
Right?
opinion, but that's just my
I want to go
opinion
up to
on
him and just put a padlock on it.
The extrinsic nature of light, of course, is illumination. So we're talking about the, and I love it. I find it humorous when people say sacred geometry, or they'll say golden ratio. They say these things, but they don't mean anything. It's like, what do you mean when you say sacred? What about it is sacred? Well, I don't know. It's just we see it in nature. What's golden about the golden ratio? Well, it's just like beautiful stuff we see in nature. It's like, well,
Okay, wait a second.
It's not.
the golden. So explain the golden ratio. Just I don't know. Sacred geometry I'm aware of because I just covered spirit science yesterday, and that was what it was all about. But which I know all the woo at the depth of that. But let's talk about the golden ratio real quick. I know we're just getting into it, but he's getting his whiteboard out, so I'm kind of getting turned on.
Yeah, go.
So the golden ratio is, let me see, can we see that here? Okay, we got to move it a little bit over here.
Oh, we're getting science lesson. Woohoo!
So the golden ratio, if you have a rectangle, okay, and you want to, for example, divide the rectangle so that the ratio of this area A and this area B, can you see that? Okay. Oh, it's the one behind me. Oh well.
Aunt Jersey love now whiteboard.
So if you've got the ratio of the area of A and or B rather over the area of A, I can't spell, is equal to the area of A plus B over area of B. Okay, now there's a much more simple thing, x over 1 minus x equals x. I believe that's correct, because then you get x squared. Well, no, that's minus x squared. The golden ratio is like 1 plus the square root of 5 over 2 or something like that. 5 over 2. And it's a ratio that ends up in a lot of places. You're going to get this ratio. So it's the ratio of the areas, and it happens to be equal to a number 1.618, 1.618, which, by the way, 1 over 1.618, there's more decimal places, equals 0.618, because it's a ratio of like itself to itself, and it shows up in a lot of places. It's a thing that is used like it shows up in like sunflowers and stuff like that. And it is beautiful. It is beautiful. It's also a number which happens to be equal to and it's called phi. That's what it's typically called. The golden ratio is phi. And it also happens to be equal to 1 over 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 1 over blah, 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 blah.
Is that like an infinity thing there?
Yeah, and it goes all the way down. It's turtles all the way down. And
so, is it like similar to the Fibonacci sequence? Because now you talk about sunflowers, and that's one.
Yes, the Fibonacci sequence is 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 23, blah, blah, blah. And the ratio of the numbers in the Fibonacci sequence, I need to get a better easel. The ratio of numbers in the Fibonacci sequence, Fn over f of n minus 1, as n goes to infinity, the limit as n goes to infinity, equals phi. And that is true, by the way, with any Fibonacci sequence. You can start a Fibonacci sequence with any two numbers, not just 0 and 1. This is the Fibonacci sequence, but any numbers, if you just do add these two and get this one, 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 no matter what two numbers you start with, at least if they're positive, I don't know, should be if they're negative unless they add to 0, then you will eventually, it will converge such that the nth over the nth minus 1 is the golden ratio. It shows up everywhere. It's a really cool number, and it's not, magical, because numbers are not magical because they are abstract, whatever they are.
Would you find this ratio in like a mandala? Would that be the place where you look for things like this?
I would think so. Like a Mandelbrot set.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It seems exactly like the sort of thing. Yeah, like what Spooky's got in his or their
over turtles. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Spooky, thanks for helping out the class.
Yeah.
In a star or a pentagram, the ratio of this side and this side is the golden ratio. The ratio of this side and this side is the golden ratio. All of those are golden ratios. It shows up all over the place. It's really cool.
Is it
any
just
radial pattern, right?
Hmm?
Any radial pattern, right? You could do that with a hexagonal star too, right? Pull the same ratios.
I don't know about that.
Do draw a triangle and then draw another triangle. You know how you do to draw like a star.
Yeah, because is it just me, or was the pentagram kind of weird without having a baby in the middle of it?
Okay.
This and this are all the same size, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
right, because these are all equilateral triangles.
Hey, Doc. Peer pressure.
Think science. There you go.
Ooh, science.
Okay, that's interesting about the pentagram, though. It doesn't apply to the.
It shows up everywhere, and if it shows up in the pentagram, it
doesn't show up in the hexagram, though. We just checked. We just checked. It doesn't show up in the hexagram, so there's no 666. Unfortunately, we could have been hopeful for that.
Not yet, but I mean, the stream is young.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Also, it's so funny. When I first started hearing about all of this, it was in the sacred geometry videos.
Was it like spirit science stuff?
I never really followed spirit science, but yeah, Jordan doesn't come up with his own concepts, right? He just pulls together everything that the community is talking about at the time.
Whatever Melchizedek, Drumvalo Melchizedek or something. He just whatever.
But there's also an order of the Melchizedeks, which Jesus may or may not have been part of.
He wasn't. Hint, just for everybody who's wondering, he wasn't.
Surprise!
Well, apparently you don't know that, because some people are saying he was, and because he told them.
Well, he told me that those people are lying. So anyway, it's remarkable how easily I can get sidetracked when I have a whiteboard available.
No, you're doing a great job here. I mean, we've got one person willing to subscribe to your OnlyFans channel. Hint, hint, nudge.
I'm intrigued. Yeah,
you're getting like 11 or 12 people here hot bothered, but not pragmatic crystal. They are unamused. Moving on.
Yeah. Let's pull the video back up. We got all like 45 seconds into it before the whiteboard came out. It's like, this is I did 2
minutes and 28 seconds, but they're.
I'm sorry. It's my fault because here we go.
I asked because I wanted to find out about what he was meant by the golden ratio, make sure it was what I understood to be, which was the right angle of a Fibonacci sequence. But it's
the core ratio that makes up the Fibonacci sequence. They're very, very much related. But
okay.
So actually, I'd like to make the point. I'd like to give credit where it is due. Unfortunately, that so far on this topic, Ken Wheeler and us are in agreement. It's like a cool thing, but it's not magic. It's not sacred. What does that mean? That's blah 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 blah. That's word salad. It doesn't mean anything. I don't know if we're going to be able to have those similarities moving forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
nice description, but it doesn't explain anything because descriptions are not explanations. We know it's beautiful, a sunflower, but when you say sacred geometry or golden ratio, you're not elevating anybody's mind whatsoever. The truth, of course, is a correct explanation.
This is a man who genuinely believes that he is elevating people's minds. Now, my mind is elevated. Perhaps your mind is elevated. But being high doesn't mean that he made me smart, okay?
A correct understanding. So, respectively, of course, we have the conjugate geometry of the entire universe, which is the hyperboloid and the torus. The torus, of course, is the donut shape, and the hyperboloid is the hourglass shape. And they're in a negative image of one another. The negative image of a hyperboloid is a torus, negative image of torus.
What does that mean? Because that
I was going to ask you that.
Something.
That's why you're here.
It doesn't mean anything. Here's the thing, is the negative image of something doesn't mean anything. The pre-image of something, when you have a functional form mapping to a different space, like that can mean something. But and this is why people like Ken Wheeler are so dangerous, because it's very hard for somebody who doesn't know already that something is nonsensical word salad to accurately identify it as nonsensical word salad. Because sometimes I can talk about quantum entanglement and decoherence and make it sound like nonsense, even though I'm being completely technically correct. But he can't, because he doesn't know what the technically correct versions of anything are. He just has to keep on going with the sentence until it has enough syllables in it.
So he thinks it sounds smart, right?
Yeah.
Hyperboloid. Interestingly enough, and without coincidence, of course, the superimposition of both is a sphere. I should have brought my apple out and actually cut it down the middle, but we could actually talk about a theoretical Earth and
he is not a flat earther, and he has to make this point fairly frequently because a lot of his followers are flat earthers, which should be a warning sign.
Like, I'm this stupid, and not even I believe in a flat Earth. I love it.
Yeah.
If we were able to get inside of a capsule and go to the center of the Earth, there'd be no gravity. The center of something, there should be a concentration of that. If we're at the center of anything, we usually find the most of that. Yeah, we're at the center of palm trees in South Florida. You know, there should be the most palm trees, right? The further out you go, there's less of it. So when you go more towards where palm trees are, analogously, you see a lot more palm trees.
It's funny because what was the pattern he just mentioned? He says like a donut, because in that case shape, or like a hurricane, for instance, and that the center of it is devoid of. Yeah. Anyway,
he debunks himself.
Right.
It's astonishing. What's the center of a hula hoop?
So precious.
It's honest. It's kind of adorable. I just want to like, I don't know, feed him oats and like stroke his head and be like, there.
Or smack him on the back of it, either or.
My house down in Fort Myers is called the City of Palms. When you get to Kentucky, you don't really see many palm trees. So I expect to see more of them the further I go to the south. For the center of gravity, there is no gravity. There's a hole, this field phenomena that we call gravity. Center of a hyperboloid, i.e. of the dielectric geometry of increasing inertia and acceleration. By the way, a vortex, and people love...
Who can't relate to this statement? I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I just want people to... Why is it doing this?
The tech demons got you too?
I guess so. They don't... I guess the people at YouTube are fans of Ken Wheeler? That doesn't seem possible.
Ooh. Maybe...
Well, that's not how they yanked my videos, though. They just yanked me right
off. That was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Bree got yoinked. Like, they brought out the yellow hook and just, like, dragged her. Oh.
Twice!
Yeah. In a row. Oh, my gosh.
2 weeks. Yeah, and I only stream live once a week. Well, usually.
Yeah.
But...
yeah, it was some madness. But no, don't put the History Channel kids. They are really particular about
and AIG, who are, as we know, a bag of dicks.
Oh yeah. I wish I had I would have a bag of dicks in here just for my Skylar and Dapper fans. Yeah, spirit science is just like, yeah, sure. Debunk me. It'll just make more people come to my channel, give me views, and YouTube will give me more money. Like Jordan knows
they're not wrong.
Right.
Like, they're not wrong. Like, if I ever end up debunking spirit science, which we can do. I'd really like to do. I mean,
yeah, we could do that.
Jordan's got baggage that I don't necessarily want to engage with. I'll
bring it up.
But it's
low hanging fruit.
It's like well distilled, high production value
It's
New
all
Age
obligatory for
nonsense.
me. I feel like I was like doing harm to my genre by not covering a video with spirit science at some point.
There's less of it. So when you go more towards where palm trees are, analogously, you see a lot more palm trees. My house down in Fort.
Come on.
So I expect to see more of them the further I go to the south. But the center of gravity, there is no gravity. There's a hole, this field phenomena that we call gravity. Center of a hyperboloid, i.e. of the dielectric geometry of increasing inertia and acceleration. By the way, a vortex, and people love endlessly to talk about a vortex. Well, a vortex is just a half.
Okay, a vortex is just a half torus.
A donut, a half a hyperboloid.
Vortex.
You see donuts in the sky vis-a-vis.
What does that mean?
It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. Okay, but if it did mean something, I could work with it. But it doesn't mean anything.
Tornadoes, and hurricanes, of course.
Am I wrong? Is Taurus still a constellation? Like,
as far as I know, yeah.
Is there a scientific Taurus that I'm unaware of?
Yes, a torus is an object. So this is a double torus, okay? In my basic topology textbook.
Oh, right. Hold up.
As one has.
Doing this.
And so it's a three-dimensional object with like a hole or a handle on it. The joke that you always hear is that to a mathematician, a coffee cup and a donut are the same thing because you can mold one into the other. This is a double torus where they're interlinked with each other. And it turns out that that's actually not topologically distinct from if they're not interlinked because you can move them around, but that doesn't matter. A torus is a real thing. It just means like an inner tube is a torus. Come on, focus on me. Let's go. I'm blurry. There we go. But a torus is a real thing, and toroidal geometry is not a nonsensical statement. It sounds like a nonsensical statement if you are judging by most of the rest of what he says, but it's not.
Of a torus. Yeah. So the nothing where everything is, i.e. the center of a sphere, the center of a torus, i.e. the center of a donut, and we don't take the donut too seriously because people will say, I eat donut holes. Like, yeah, that's where they punch the center out to actually create a donut. But the donut itself, there's nothing there. I don't know if it was a kid. I haven't had a donut.
Just temptation. That's all that's
Holy shit. When I was a kid, we didn't even have donut holes. They just threw them away. Still all that donutty goodness. I don't know why. They just started in the 80s, making donut holes, letting us eat it. And it's just like this, what are you talking about? It's supposed to be a science video.
Right?
Man, I sure miss donut holes though, guys.
Like, well, you have to eat around it. There's nothing in the center of a donut. Yeah, and then we of course get those cream-filled danishes that have cream. I haven't had one of those in 30 years. I know I'm fat. That's not a donut though. That's like a Danish where they had cream filling or jelly.
I'm not gonna mock him for that little tangent because I mean I'm a doctor who calls himself a weasel. I mean I'm a weasel who calls himself a doctor. I'm definitely not 3 weasels in a human suit. Okay, I don't know who started that rumor. Spooky, thanks, but it's defamatory and lawsuits are incoming.
Jelly filling. You remember those? Like had 1 billion calories. It'd basically kill you if I ate one of those today. The center of a torus or a donut, there's absolutely nothing. The center of a hyperboloid, there's absolutely nothing. I just got done making a video, and I'll post that tomorrow, about Nikola Tesla's accurate ether metaphysics. What he understood the ether.
He acts as though this is connected to his previous thought. He's like, there's nothing at the center of a donut. By the way, along those lines, I just got done with this video about Tesla talking about the ether. There's no connection.
I mean, in Tesla's time, hadn't the concept of ether been debunked? I mean, pretty thoroughly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so I don't know. I can't remember exactly the time frame of Tesla's early years. It's possible that he started to do some work before the Michelson-Morley experiment. But one, Tesla was not a physicist. Tesla was not a physicist. Tesla wasn't a physicist. Okay. He was an inventor and like a weird dude who, when he got things right, he got them pretty right, but he got way more wrong than he did right. Like Tesla was wacky. He was a wacky dude.
To be. And I point out to people, there's 1 million ideas about God or the absolute, most of which are wrong. There's 1 million ideas about the soul, most of which are wrong, of course. And there are 1 million, even thousands of years ago, countless hundreds of different theories of the ether. But Nikola Tesla, just like the relativists and just like those that are in the quantum, based his understanding of the ether upon accurate denotation, description, and explanation of the nature of light. The relativists got light wrong, and they still do. They think it's an emission, a transmission, and a speed, and all of those things are incorrect. Nikola Tesla asked himself the simple question: how?
Wait,
Yeah,
all of those things
apparently-
are incorrect.
All of those things. I mean,
no, this is clearly the correct take.
I think, did I hear this, the speed of light constant in there? Was that
What
incorrect?
is it?
he said they think light is an emission, a transmission, and a speed. Now, I will give him the benefit of the normal amount of sort of conversational wiggle room and say that he's try to steel man it as saying they say that light has a specific speed, which, yeah, we do, although actually there's a two-way speed of light hole conundrum that is metaphysically and physically interesting, but is way above this guy's pay grade.
You should tell him. You should message him and tell him about the two-way speed of light thing. It'll blow his mind because you'll never.
I'm almost sure he's got like probably like 5 videos on it somewhere.
Oh, does he?
I don't know. I haven't. So I started seeing a therapist a few years ago. So that level of self-injury is something that I try to avoid. Probably if I were to go looking for it, I would see a bunch of extremely terrible takes on the two-way speed of light, which is pretty easy to do, by the way. The two-way speed of light and the one-way speed of light problem, it's actually really easy to think, oh wait, but isn't this obvious? No, it's not. It's actually not. It actually is a weird, subtle point.
It's what YECs use it though to argue against things like redshift and stuff. That's not a well.
I mean, yeah, there's
I don't
something they won't
think
use to argue against, actual things.
It's self-defeating though, because the reason it's weird and tricky and mind-bendy is because there is no way, there is no experiment that we have currently devised, and by we I mean humanity, that can distinguish between that can measure the one-way speed of light. There is no thing that you could say, okay, this means that it is doing the other thing. So anytime you use it to explain a fact of nature, it has to be consistent with the speed of light as we traditionally understand it. Mathematically, by construction, it has to be consistent with that. So it can't act as an explanation for all of these things. At least that's my understanding. It's
okay.
Math is hard.
Math is
I'm
hard.
with you on that.
This is true.
So we'll do our best to try to help our friend here, though.
I mean, he's beyond it.
Something as simple as a candle be emitting something at the same speed as the sun, something of infinite power versus a candle of basically.
I mean, that's just straight up regular incredulity, right? Like, light from a candle can't be the same as light from a sun because the sun is much bigger, right? That's all I'm getting from that.
Right. Okay. Is this
And I'm
about
like,
energy output or light output?
Yeah, well, it's about speed. He's saying because the sun is brighter, it goes faster?
I think the speed of light is constant whether it's a candle or the sun, right? The speed of light is constant.
In a vacuum, yeah. As far as I know. I mean, but what do I know? Okay, I'm part of the system that just teaches people to agree with whatever the priests of science said before them, all the way up back to Pope Galileo or something. Darwin, sorry, Darwin is the Pope of science.
Oh, right.
Depends on which field of science. Darwin's the Pope of mine, and then Galileo's the Pope of yours. Maybe Newton's the Pope.
Holy Darwin.
Well, see, Newton was the Pope, but then I feel like now Einstein is the Pope.
You think Einstein's the Pope? Well, what was Tesla then?
Tesla is the Pope of hold on. So
he's
Tesla
the edgy boy, freaking.
Yes, he's the Pope of edgelord inventors, of edgelord engineers.
I love it.
No power at all. I mean, candle power is essentially nothing. What this will tell you if you actually employ retroduction, which Nikola Tesla did, because his favorite author is Roger Boskevich, Theoria Philosophiae Naturalis.
This guy, I think his profession is he does translation. So he like knows multiple languages and he like translates things. I think based on approximately 15 seconds of Googling. So
I'm inclined to believe you.
Yeah. So
it's pretty good Russian.
This is what I'm saying. Like this is, I'm not going to mock his Russian because I don't know any Russian.
You say, well, if a candle and the sun are producing this field phenomena, i.e. light, at the same called speed, which is not a speed at all, rather hysteresis or rate of induction of the ether, i.e. the elasticity at which the occurrence occurs. This tells you is based upon the medium rather than the source.
Rate of induction of the ether doesn't mean anything, but it could mean something.
But there is no ether, right? I mean,
a lot of things
ether
could mean something.
is it like Michelson Morley? When was that? 1902 or something like that?
I think it was in the 1800s still, but I could be wrong.
1890s maybe.
Yeah, I genuinely don't know.
You know what? I bet Einstein was wrong about a lot of things, and I think that Einstein would probably think it was silly if people expected him to not be wrong about a lot of things, or to be completely ignorant on entire subjects, because he was a mathematician first, right?
Yeah, I mean, so I actually don't remember off the top of my head. I think he was a physicist from the very beginning. He was a physicist who knew a lot of math, though. But I think his doctorate, for example, was in physics.
Okay, I had that backwards. Then I thought he started in math and moved on into physics.
Yeah, well, he may have started in math and then moved on to physics, like during graduate school or during undergraduate, like because getting your doctorate in something, you're several years into it by that point, so you could already have switched fields a few times.
What does this actually tell us about nature? That we have the sphere, and of course, lowest pressure mediation of mutual mass acceleration, i.e. when things actually mutually accelerate, never towards one another. That's also, too, another...
Things never accelerate mutually towards one another. I didn't catch that the first time I listened to that. That's a statement that gravity doesn't exist, though.
Yeah, so those are gravitational forces, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that. Wait, are you...
Rare point. The same thing on a black
hole. Are you sure it's not a flat earther?
Yeah, I am. I'm totally sure.
I mean, slur for statement.
Well, yeah, he doesn't know that. Okay. He doesn't know how the end of a sentence connects to the beginning of a sentence. He just knows the number of syllables. I'm convinced that this man's brain works by evaluating the number of polysyllabic words that he used in the last 15 seconds and has a minimum number, and he has to keep above that.
Gotcha.
Mass with no magnitude, but humanity, just the same fallacy of magnetic attraction, which doesn't occur at all. All human beings suffer the fallacy that when the masses accelerate towards one another, that these masses, under the spell of gravity, which no branch of science, by their own admission, I will give them credit for, they admit they have no idea what gravity is. Visually, an accurate observation will show you that they're accelerating.
Isn't the gravity the displacement of
So gravity is complicated. Sorry, that was not meant to.
Like, oh, Doc's like, no, my brain. I gotta go.
I'm just like I ran out of alcohol, so I had to get more.
I was trying. So the displacement masses in a vacuum, the displacement of
it's
negative space, right?
I mean, you could probably come up with a coherent way of explaining it using those words, and it would make a lot of sense actually if you put in the time and did the math. Gravity, I mean, all of the things in physics are susceptible ultimately to the 5-year-old question asking why. You can just keep on doing that and you're going to get to an end eventually.
I don't pretend to have any kind of credentials.
It's a curvature of space-time, but then you're like, what is a curvature of space-time? It's this thing that behaves according to these very specific, highly predictive rules that we have determined.
So gravity is mass reacting to space-time. Is that, or space-time reacting to mass?
It's space-time reacting to mass would be, I think, a slightly better way of putting it. But how does that happen? We don't necessarily know. We don't have a theory of quantum gravity. We don't have a theory of gravity that plays well with our other theories of the other major forces in the universe that we understand. But the theory that we do have gets an enormous amount of stuff extremely right, including a lot of weird phenomena that when the general theory of relativity, which is our modern theory of gravity, when it was conceived of, it was not appreciated that black holes exist and that gravitational waves would be thrown out with dissipating the energy of several suns worth of rest mass converted directly into energy just in the wiggling of space-time, and that you would be able to observe it with a couple of lasers pointed in different directions in tunnels underneath the ground in Louisiana by a bunch of physicists several years later. The laser wasn't invented yet. It's just because we don't know fundamentally, metaphysically, what gravity is, does not mean that we're clueless. And it's like people saying we don't know what atoms are when they're using electronics. Like, you need to know the detailed quantum physics of how atoms behave when you layer them on top of each other for computers to work.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Oh my gosh, that's so analogous with the approach to evolution that young Earth creationists have. Like, you don't take the time to understand the subtleties of the field and what the actual expectations are. You just use your layperson's incredulity to say, well, this is a layperson's what I would expect. And as a professional, you can take time and take every point along the way and say, well, see, this is why you don't find this that way. That's why you don't find that way. But you get into certain crowds and all of a sudden that they start calling your explanations for these factors rescue devices and ideas like that. It's like, hold on. This is demonstrable. This is what we see in nature, whatever.
Yeah. It's like saying that integers don't exist because we added fractions to the story of mathematics. The details are where the beauty of these things like emerges, because you find things that seem. So I'm an atomic physicist, and you can quote me on this. I think that evolution is as well, if not better, supported than atomic theory.
Yeah, that's what I hear from everyone in every field of science. we have more evidence for evolution than almost any other theory.
Well, yeah, with evolution, it's built on other theories. So there's ecological theories and biological theories. All this stuff.
Yeah, it takes from a lot of fields.
I can't think of anything that was more robust, except for maybe gravity, that has other fields supporting it, right?
Well, so gravity, the fact that gravity exists on its own, you're correct. But the theory of gravity fundamentally has problems. There are fundamental problems with making it work with quantum mechanics. We know we don't have the final picture. Evolution doesn't have the same sort of thing. Its fundamental assertion is that you get like change in allele frequency over time, and it's statements about population genetics that are true. They are observably true. Okay, it's the fundamentals of what it is are sort of less well defined because it's kind of defined by the big picture. And so it has sort of an advantage in that way.
Well, the chat is saying that Sal Cordova says you're wrong.
Which one of us is wrong about what?
I'm sure Sal would say you're wrong about everything.
Sal Cordova. I'll go talk to Sal. Sure, bring it on.
I'm a mod
Sal.
on his channel.
That's still like. Then you know what he thinks.
Sal wants to come on my channel and talk about flat Earth or dunk on flat earthers with me. That's what he wants to do. Mm-hmm.
And I can't believe
you want to come hang out with Sal Cordova, guys?
I want to see that stream. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I would pay to see that stream.
Though apparently covering mainstream content creators has not been my luck lately because they flagged my freaking channel.
Yep.
The conspiracy.
It was History Channel last week, and then it was AIG this week, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, AIG did? Oh, I didn't know that AIG. Everybody shows AIG stuff.
Right. Well, I didn't think
the origin of the AIG is a bag of dicks joke on Dapper Dinosaur's channel is because they copyright flagged him a bunch.
Oh.
In the past, they've apparently gotten better about it.
Yeah.
But not well enough.
They really don't like him.
The fact that I have a bug channel or a channel that has bugs is one of the primary topics. And they did a video on crabs. I don't see how that's not something I should be able to cover on my channel as fair use. I'm gonna fight it.
Bree, they're pet bitches, and they can eat a bag of dicks.
Yeah, they sure can.
They're
towards one another, but they're not. They're actually, and you can see this underneath the supercell. I have countless hundreds of videos on this, and these magnets are accelerating, not towards each other, but rather towards a null pressure point between the two. The center of this acceleration which is no different than gravity. So-called gravity, so-called magnetic attraction, so-called electrostatic cling are all one and the same thing. They're only differentiated.
No, they're not. Gravity, electrostatic attraction, or electrostatic cling, and magnetic attraction, they're not the same thing. They're fundamentally different. You know this, except you don't because you have the IQ of a dead squirrel.
Tell us how you really feel.
By their attributional states, the center of which there is nothing. You can actually see this nothing, but not nihil ex nihil, as the premise of from nothing comes nothing. Rather, not a thing, meaning not phenomena. What is not phenomena is noumena. We could say metaphysics, in short, are accelerating towards this null point. Why is it that you assume, and this is the case, not my idea or theory or belief or feeling, the center of gravity, there is no gravity. At the center of a hyperboloid, a true hyperboloid, is kind of close. Center of a hyperboloid, there is nothing, as in meaning not nihilo,
Wait,
nothing.
What?
Do we need to censor that word?
Nothing.
I feel like no, the hyperboloid. I just feel like I just feel like kids might come back
Right.
and watch this later.
I feel like a little kid. What did he just say?
Nothing. He didn't say anything.
The only important thing is how big the words are. My
Oh, right. Syllables. Forgot.
he's writing an essay with he's writing a verbal essay and he has a word count he's trying to hit.
What this is exquisitely done performance art, in my most charitable opinion of this man. Because
I could accept that. He's a dumb person's idea of a smart person.
yes, exactly.
Okay. I can dig it.
Yes. But like, how do you go to the comments on his video? Let's see if we can see them. Okay. Over 2 years into your teaching, and I'm starting to get it, I think. I felt all these truths since childhood, but could never express the interconnectedness with words. Not all of us are Mensa candidates. You don't say.
You're the gift that keeps on giving, Ken. Indeed.
We got voltage, magnetic flux density divided by Tesla in Webers per second. I actually have no idea. I can't remember what the unit of the Weber even means. A car moving represents magnetism. I mean, people believe this. As far as I can tell, they think that this guy gets it. They think that this guy understands physics, understands particularly magnetism. He has a whole series of videos on magnetism, which he describes as something coaxial circuit, which does not, none of those words together resemble anything in the same universe as what magnetism is.
So it says in physics, the Weber is the unit of magnetic flux in the International System of Units, whose units are volt second.
Dimensions. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of units. There's like a lot of units. So the fact that I don't know a unit doesn't mean I'm a bad physicist. It means there are too many units.
Yeah.
And that like I might also be a bad physicist.
I'll jump on that answer as well.
You're still the best physicist in the room.
I'll take it.
In an absolutist sense, which is purely conceptual, and Mother Nature has no idea what nothing is, because there's no such thing as nothing. Something is void of something else. By nothing, I mean not a thing, i.e. not phenomena. There's nothing there. Same as
there is nothing there. Everything he says, there's nothing there. Okay, truest thing he said, other than maybe the sacred geometry stuff is vacuous. Not going to disagree with him on that.
Case with the torus or the donut, there is nothing in the middle. Magnets and mutual mass acceleration in the case of gravity are not accelerating towards one another. They're accelerating towards nothing. This tells you everything about the ether. This tells you everything about fields. Why do you think that there's nothing at the center of all fascinating phenomena? Capacitance. Smaller the space, the higher the capacitance.
I got a question, Dr. Weasel. Does this guy?
Sorry, I have to look away from the screen sometimes for my own mental well-being. I'm sure you understand.
Do you know if this guy believes in space or not?
He does. I'm pretty sure he does believe in space. It would be pretty tough to believe the Earth is a globe and not believe in space. But, you know, I gotta say, he's a go-getter. If anybody could pull it off, he could.
Yeah. Well, there's the electric universe people, too, that believe in space, but not in the way that we understand it. So,
I never got into the electric universe. What do they believe?
That gravity isn't really a thing. It's all about electromagnetic interactions.
Yeah.
As far as I can tell,
The craters on the moon and stuff are created by bolts of lightning streaking across space from the sun. The sun is like a giant electrode. It's not a plasma ball. It's like a
why?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, the sun is a giant ball of plasma. So
yeah, but like electrons.
But it's gravitationally like formed. It's not electro.
Yeah.
But yeah, right. But
it's not firing out bolts of lightning into the vacuum of space, though, in any way.
And which hits the moon and causes the craters.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they believe this?
I don't know, because the idea
this has never been observed.
This
Project
is why they believe it.
Look it up.
Yeah, Sapphire Project. Professor Dave has a few videos.
Right. Guys, I thought I could get through without liquor, but I need to run to the kitchen real quick. I'll
intermission.
Not sure if anybody's familiar with this. He's been getting more popular lately, but I feel like he's undersubbed. So I would like to share.
This will be a brief intermission chat.
I hear we're closing out the book of Judges today. Yes, sir, we are. There are just a few loose ends to tie up. Fantastic. And what loose end are we starting with first? The beautiful story of the Levite and his concubine. Who doesn't love a concubine? Nobody. A woman you can have sex with, but whose rank in a household is below that of a wife. It's a family dynamic sure to stand the test of time. That's why I'm putting it in this timeless classic we call the Bible. You are wise to include such a wholesome element in this final chapter. I'm glad you agree, sir. Just think, hundreds, even a few thousand years from now, if anyone is having troubles with his concubine, he'll have this holy book to turn to for guidance. Gosh, I never thought of it like that. Kind of makes me feel like I've got a duty to get this right. From those to whom much has been given, much is expected. I won't fail you, sir. I know you won't. Now, the Levites are the tribe that assist in a lot of the priestly duties, right? They are. And as such, I assume they follow a higher standard of behavior than the non-priestly tribes. Well, who's to say? You. We'll see how it goes. So in the story of the Levite and his concubine, the concubine is unfaithful to him. So she heads back to her parents' home. Oh, we're jumping right in. Okay. So do these characters have names? Well, of course I'm going to give them names, sir. I'm just going to do it later. Great. Now, you said the concubine was unfaithful. I can't wait to hear the details. What do you mean? Well, how she got to that point and the impact on the family stemming from her infidelity. How a husband would deal with infidelity issues with his concubine versus how he would approach it with a full-fledged wife. Hello? Are you going to provide any backstory as to how she got to the point of infidelity? Not really. Oh, your writing is so rich and complex. Thank you, sir. So a few months later, the Levite shows up at his concubine's parents' home to persuade her to return to him. Oh, that's nice. So we're just glossing over the whole infidelity issue. We sure are. So after spending a few nights with the concubine's family, the Levite leaves with her in tow. Reunited and feels so good. But it's a long journey back to their home, so they end up having to spend the night in the Benjamite town of Gibeah. Okay. And they're hanging around the town square waiting for someone to take them in when a kindly old man walks up and offers his home for the night. Oh, I love kindly old men. This is kind of a nice story. Yeah, you liking it so far, you big dummy? Pardon me. And they go to the kindly old man's house, and they wash up, and they eat and drink and settle in for the night. Lovely. And then all the wicked men in town show up and start pounding on the door, demanding to have sex with the Levite. Oh my God, how jarring. Gotcha. What is the deal with these backwater towns and their spontaneous mobs of wicked men anyway? Face it, sir, this godforsaken armpit of the planet is the absolute moral anus of the universe. It's hard to argue with that. Hey, I just came up with some justification for this latest plot development. Way to go, writer guy. So gosh, the mob. What to do? Does kindly old man pray for angels to save them? No. Really? Remember that blindness spell the angels used in Sodom so Lot and his family could escape from a similar situation? It would really come in handy about now. Oh, wow. It sure would. It's too bad kindly old man doesn't think of that. Yeah? So what happens next? The kindly old man offers up his own virgin daughter and the Levite's concubine to the mob if they'll spare the Levite from assault. What the actual hell, kindly old man? He's not quite what you expected, is he? You certainly subverted my expectations with that little twist, but I should have seen it coming. Really? How so? As I alluded to before, there are some strong parallels here with that Lot story from Genesis. True, kindly old man even uses language similar to Lot's to whet the appetite of the mob, saying they can do whatever they like to these helpless girls, as long as they leave his male guest alone. Wow, that is just so incredibly creepy. I prefer the adjective biblical myself. Whatever. So, no angels. Does God just personally swoop in and save these defenseless girls? Nah. Why not? Because that works. So the mob just won't listen to kindly old man. This is getting intense. So tell me, how do you write your characters out of this predicament? Creative writing, man? I don't. The Levite hands his concubine over to the mob, and they gang rape her throughout the night. Oh, thank God the Levites observe a higher standard. Yeah, the mob goes absolutely crazy on the concubine, and she barely makes it back to kindly old man's house before collapsing at the threshold of his door. Oh my God, that poor girl. It's bad. So the Levite must be second-guessing his decision here. He kneels next to her, expresses his priest-like concern. Nope, he just barks at her. Get up, let's go. Oh, he doesn't possess the human capacity for sympathy. Okay, none of that here. And honestly, it's probably not necessary because she seems to be dead. What? Oh God, this is terrible. So is she dead or isn't she? It's not clear, but hopefully she is because the Levite takes her home and hacks her body to pieces. What? I even drew a picture. Writer guy, what's wrong with you? Look, before you flip out, let me explain. Yeah, explain. Explain it to me. I need an explanation. What is the matter with you? You said you didn't want any more fairy tales after Samson, so I wrote something more adult because I'm a big boy. So now that we've moved into the genre of gruesome, bloody horror, is there some reason that Levi would commit this atrocity? Yes, he needed a way to communicate how bad things have gotten without a king in power. So he figures that if he ships a chunk of the dismembered corpse to each of the tribes of Israel, that'll do the trick. That's the message the Levite is trying to convey. Yes, I'm a big boy. So what happens next, big boy? The tribes of Israel, except for Benjamin, assemble at Mitzpah to decide what to do about this atrocity that the Levite has brought to their attention. So I would imagine you would have this cowardly Levite trying to dodge any responsibility. I don't understand. Well, he's revealed his true colors, hasn't he? Not the least of which, he has hacked a human being to pieces. I mean, who does that? Golly, when you put it that way, he sort of sounds like a psychopath. Sorta. And as a psychopath, surely you have him implicating the men of Gibeah for the entire crime, including the dismemberment. No, he's totally upfront about being the one who desecrated the corpse. Really? So the council arrests him on the spot? Nope, they seem to be totally fine with it. Their only concern is with punishing the men of Gibeah who abused the concubine in the first place. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Wow. So the 11 tribes have 400,000 fighting men assembled, and they march toward Gibeah. Holy cow, that's a lot. A small town like Gibeah doesn't stand a chance against an onslaught like that. You'd think, right? Does God demand they use fewer men like he did with Gideon's assault on Midian? No. That's odd. Why would God balk at 32,000 men for the Midian campaign, but be okay with 400,000 here? Look, I'm going to need you to get all the way off my back about God's inconsistency regarding troop allocation. Sure, let me get off that thing. Great. So what happens next? The gigantic army moves out, and they let the tribe of Benjamin know they're coming and that they would like their help in exterminating Gibeah. Nice of them to give the Benjamites a heads up, but Benjamin decides to side with their brethren in Gibeah despite the outrage committed there. Why? I don't know. So we're on our way to yet another civil war? We're on our way to yet another civil war, sir. Oh, civil wars are tight. Yeah. I don't suppose God shows up to harden or soften any hearts in this matter. Oh, hell no. But he does show up in a little bit to help out the rest of the Israelites against Benjamin when the fighting actually starts. Better late than never, I suppose. And during God's absence, Benjamin kills 40,000 Israelites despite being outnumbered 15-1. What? How is that even possible? See, there are only about 27,000 Benjamites facing the combined 400,000 men of the other tribes. Those are impossible odds. Not if only one tribe at a time attacks, and God doesn't help until after they've suffered terrible losses. What the heck is going on? Of the 11 tribes available, only the tribe of Judah attacks initially. The tribes are going to attack one at a time? Apparently, who rubber-stamped such an idiotic battle strategy? Field Marshal Yahweh. Did he switch sides? Nope, God is definitely on Judah's side, but he sort of sits things out at first. Why? Because, and without God's help, Judah gets absolutely bitch-slapped by Benjamin. Twice. Wow. They're even crying to God afterwards, if you can believe it. Bunch of big babies. But after they boo-hoo enough, God tells them that he'll finally help out during the third attack. Oh, it only took 40,000 blameless, innocent men dying in the first two battles to convince God to help. Apparently, God is so good. Always. And with the third attack, they finally overwhelm and virtually exterminate Benjamin as a tribe. Well, great. But now the surviving 11 tribes all stand around, kind of sad that they've driven the tribe of Benjamin to the brink of extinction. It's an unholy mess, huh? Boy, howdy it is. There are only 600 men left in all of Benjamin, no women. In the other 11 tribes have taken an oath not to share any of their daughters with them. Well, it looks like it's going
Oh man, this part is so screwed up though.
impossible for Benjamin to continue on as a distinct tribe.
So he's doing the pitch meeting guy, right? That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, it's going to be super easy.
Which I
fairly
love, by the way.
inconvenient. Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's a great bit. Yeah.
And
Oh.
the other 11 tribes have taken an oath not to share any of their daughters with them. Well, it looks like it's going to be impossible for Benjamin to continue on as a distinct tribe. Actually, it's going to be super easy, fairly inconvenient. Oh, really? Yep. See, the Israelites noticed that nobody from the town of Jabesh Gilead showed up to the big meeting at Mizpah. Maybe they didn't get the memo. Maybe so. Whoopsie. So the Israelites murdered every man, woman, and child in that town except for 400 virgin girls. Holy shit. Wasn't Jabesh Gilead a friendly town allied with the 11 tribes attacking Benjamin? It was. And because they missed a meeting, they're massacred? Yep. God damn. I guess the moral here is don't miss meetings. Very wise. Very holy. So the 400 girls aren't quite enough wives for the surviving Benjamites, so they go and kidnap some more virgin girls from a local festival to God. Yeah, sure, okay. With all these fresh young virgins ripped from their lives and their families, the tribe of Benjamin is able to restore itself. And yeah, that's the end of the book of Judges. What do you think? My brain hurts, and I think my soul might be dead. I'll bet a fairy tale story would be a nice follow-up. Nice try. Though I could definitely go for a gentler story next time. All right, I could try a different genre, maybe a different perspective. Hey, you know what I'm wondering about? All those virgin girls whose lives have been turned upside down by these events that God has set into motion. Seriously, who gives a crap what they think? No, you misunderstand me. I wouldn't mind a story that illustrates how choice the pickings become for guys like us when the ladies fall into peril. Oh yeah, let me think on it.
So yeah, the next one is the story of Ruth. which is a good one. So yeah, I put the link for this video into the chat, and which you can click on it and get to the other ones. He pitch meetings his way through the whole Bible. He's up to Ruth. So one of my favorite channels, definitely. And it is called The Holy Bible, Naked and Exposed.
Yeah, I will say though, if I had to choose like a few chapters of the Bible like together that are the most ridiculous, I would choose exactly those chapters. That is my favorite story in the Bible. It's insane.
You don't hear that one often. I like the one where they slice up the hooker and send parts of her to every nation in Judea. Like,
because
what else are you supposed to do with the hooker once you chop him up?
The Bible's like, I mean, I don't, when I read it and when I'm experiencing it, I'm not thinking about the story for like the sake of the story, because that's super fucked up. But it's absurd. It's insane. And it has no business being in a book like that.
I'm slowly making my way through the Bible and, kind of cherry picking like what I would like to know and like bigger stories than others. And I'm finding that it is ridiculous to take any of the stories at face value. All right. So are we still? Okay, there we go.
Highest capacitance, we would have inertia.
Okay, so he's starting to talk about capacitance. Capacitance is a concept that he should get. It's not that hard. It means a specific thing. It's the amount of charge that you can hold at a given voltage. And he has no idea what it means and applies it just generically, like the word frequency. The word capacitance is this guy's word frequency, because at least in my experience, people love to use the word frequency and energy as extremely fluid concepts that mean good vibes at the end of the day.
Yeah. Good vibrations.
Yeah.
I wrote a song about it.
Exactly. Good vibes. Yeah.
Just slightly less than pure inertia. And the inertia is a true denotation, the original denotation, by the way, for ether. Pure potential without any loss of energy, which would have, definitionally, no mass or magnitude, no Cartesian coordinate. In other words, no XYZ.
What? What is happening to me right now? Why does this guy say these things?
What
coordinate where it can be seen.
Is he talking about relativity or what? No, what are we doing now?
No, we got to remember. You got to he's talking about if you trained ChatGPT like only on pseudoscience and sometimes real science, like just headlines, and then asked them to just like teach a class about physics, this is what they would produce. It's just words that next to each other sometimes mean something, like right next to each other, but you put three of them together and the point has become disconnected from reality.
So you're talking about teaching an AI?
Well, you could do that, but I think it would be considered abusive, personally, on the off chance that AI are able to experience existential dread.
I mean, that's a real possibility. What would happen if you trained an AI just to be able to listen to Darth Dawkins for like hours and hours and hours?
You would produce Darth Dawkins. This is how Darth Dawkins was made.
It's
Darth Dawkins all the way down.
Also, everybody say hi to Titan. He is here.
Hello, Titan.
Titan, you're late. Doc has he had the whiteboard out. He's been using it. We talked about spiritual geometry and the tree of life, and he what do you call it? He confirmed that his family helped Hitler time travel. You missed it all.
It wasn't Hitler, it was Trump.
Oh, tomato. I'm sorry, go on.
Well, this guy can go on.
Touched, objectively measured, put underneath the microscope, described in any attributional state whatsoever. What would be true light in this analogy? It would be not turning on the light switch. Say you have a pure battery with zero loss, which of course doesn't exist. A pure battery with zero loss. What would true light be? It would not be the illumination like this light illuminating my bald, shiny head right now. That is illumination. It would be complete and total darkness. Pure.
What did that mean?
He's self-aware though. That's good.
Yeah, he knows he's fat and bald, but I mean, like the words though.
It's good. I want to give you a guess. Guess what they meant.
Nothing.
They didn't mean anything. They meant nothing.
I'm gonna
It's
steal man.
infuriating.
Wait. Wayne's gonna attempt to steal man here. Okay, so what I'm gonna say is that what he meant is that he's talking about light bulbs not or losing energy, right? That they aren't perfect. We said he wants us to picture a perfect light bulb that doesn't lose any energy in producing light, which is as close as we get, like an LED, right?
Doc has whipped out the chalkboard. Let's
Yeah, but I
Yes.
wrote it in green instead of in black, and now it's hard to read.
all
But
right.
Well,
it
let Doc
meant-
have the floor.
Oh,
I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
No. This is more as like I have a whiteboard here, so I should do something so that like I can just kind of gesture
It
and
means nothing.
do something with my face
Yeah.
where I'm like I don't know what you or reality want from me, and I feel like this is a troll that is fantastic at their job. And if they had a Patreon where they were like, I troll people, I'd be like, you know what? It's a solid bit.
No, you know, and
You
I
did it,
love
yeah.
this though because it's gonna look great on the next thumbnail.
Oh,
Inertia with no energy loss. The principle, not the attribute. Every field state in the universe, whether it be the hyperboloid, whether it be the torus, whether it be the sphere, whether it be incorrect observation from mutual mass acceleration or so-called magnetic attraction, well, they're accelerating towards one another. No, they're not. They're actually accelerating towards nothing, or more accurate, metaphysically so, not a
What's
thing.
this definition
i.e.
of
towards
nothing?
noumena, towards
I mean, because like I'm a dumb ass. Like I came here saying I'm going to need somebody else to help you riff because I have no idea about any sciencey shit. I know enough to shut the fuck up and listen to people who know a whole lot more than me. I do know from like just being in the skeptic community for like 6 or 7 years now that nothing is not a thing and that things cannot move towards or away from it because it does not exist. So what is he talking about?
It seems like he's dismissing gravity, but I mean that's
No. Gravity is not a thing. What are we
yeah.
doing?
He's doubling down on it here. He's making sure it's readable.
nothing. He's not
Nothing.
talking about anything.
He's saying words. I need them to mean things. This is
No,
God damn
that's
it.
he's found a vortex in linguistic structure where he's able to string words together. Like if you ask him for definitions, you're going to get a lot of words that just build on each other and don't tie into anything other than their whole own internal like content, which for the record is nothing. It doesn't mean anything. He's
Very upset. People
inertia.
follow this guy.
What is missing?
yes, they do. Because his whole patter. I mean, I interrupt him every 20 seconds, but when you just let's just let him go for
No,
let's
I'm
let
gonna
him
be
go
so
for 1
lost
minute.
if he makes it through a whole sentence. It's so not fair.
Well, let's let people wallow in it. Let's let him go for 30 seconds.
All right, well,
like, completely
let's
uninterrupted.
take it back 30 seconds and see if we've learned anything.
Okay.
Inertia with no energy loss. The principle, not the attribute. Every field state in the universe, whether it be the hyperboloid, whether it be the torus, whether it be the sphere, whether it be incorrect observation from mutual mass acceleration or so-called magnetic attraction, well, they're accelerating towards one another. No, they're not. They're actually accelerating towards nothing, or more accurate, metaphysically so, not a thing, i.e. towards noumena, towards inertia. What is missing in
It's
Secret,
I mean,
you wanted to trigger me. You should have played this video.
Oh,
It's like I can't. It's like there's the words, they're all words. I'll give him that.
they're
I am not-
absolutely words.
I am not triggered by this. I'm dazzled by this. It's
Me
because
too.
What he's saying is just it's deepities, like deepities. Oh.
No, words. They're supposed to make sense.
Yeah,
Put them in an
that's
order where
literally
other
their
people
job.
can
That's
understand them. It's what
That's
words
the
do.
purpose of words.
Yes.
And it's theft. It's theft of those words to just use them in
Oh gosh, I
don't
almost
think,
forgot to
like-
tell you guys too. Happy Darwin Day.
Oh yeah. Because
I'd almost forgotten. Yeah.
those
that'd be
were
great.
some-
well, praise be to
Well.
the Pope of Science.
Oh, hell,
Yeah.
holy Darwin.
Hail, holy Darwin.
Hail Darwin.
Should have done an AIG thing. It's, totally not paying homage to our Lord and Savior.
Yeah.
But
Our church, atheist church leaders, right? Darwin, Sagan,
Yes.
a bunch of dirty Saganists.
I have the same birthday as Carl Sagan.
But you don't have the same birthday. Are you lying to us now?
In the entire scheme of human ignorance, which is so huge and so divine, is the same way we have and live off of and eat from and heat our houses from explosion technology. Yeah. What's the opposite of explosion technology? That would be field tech. We cannot and
We
means
live off
combustion,
explosion
right?
technology. Huh?
Combustion engines. Is that what he's talking about?
Yeah, and you know what? Like, I'm willing to give a lot of slack here, and that one slips by. Like, a lot of stuff is explosion technology. I mean, not like windmills and stuff. Like, that's not explosion technology. That's wind. I mean, I guess the sun is sort of exploding, kind of, in a way.
Whoa! You're gonna get way into solar fusion here, and it's not gonna.
But my point is, it's big and fiery and glowy, and like one of those words doesn't apply, but it's fine. And so yeah, but the opposite of explosion technology is field technology. Now, I want to assure you that does not mean anything to me. Does it mean anything to you?
No.
Field technology. I have no idea. No, not at all.
Yeah. Nobody thought of it until this brilliant man invented the term a few seconds ago. And we all owe him our thanks, I think, is the point that he and his followers would like to make. Because knowing that the opposite of explosion technology, from which we get all our energy, is field technology.
Oh, well, yeah.
It's important.
I don't know why it didn't occur to me sooner.
It's because you've been poorly served by the evil mainstream scientific system, Maya.
I need to redact something I just said. I meant to say solar fission, not fusion. So just
see, Bree's mind is becoming all jumbled up too because of NASA and
yeah,
the Illuminati.
This guy is doing something to my NASA programming that's making
it.
You're
going to see yourself in the next Glitch in the Matrix video.
Yes, they're coming for me next.
Dollard says this, Tesla says this in different manner. We can't understand anything without understanding counter space. Counter space is a silly word. What would be anti-space? Because space has no properties. Space, of course, is a negative image of inertia.
Well, okay.
What do you think fills the volume of a torque?
What is that? Space is the is there a formula for that? Space is the negative.
The negative image of inertia, I think, is what he said.
Yeah. Yes.
Like what's scary to me is I can imagine a serious journal article that says something like that, and it means something. And because of that, that's where.
Okay, so if you what you can grasp, what could it mean if it made sense?
Well, what it could mean is that when you do a lot of math and treat space as like a four-dimensional object, and I haven't studied this part of physics, then you can do a lot of stuff with numbers, and you can imagine a function that maps mass, which is a measurement directly and equivalently of inertia. It's actually one of the sort of big, interesting questions in physics, like why mass and inertia are related, and I've never totally gotten it because I've not understood what they mean that's different from each other, but whatever. I lost my train of thought. Sorry, hold on.
Oh, we were talking about his term there, and I was asking you what it could mean if it meant something.
Oh yeah. So you could have like a distribution of mass, and then you could have a distribution of space-time, and those two are going to be mathematically interconnected, and you might have relationships that express how space-time changes, and you do have relationships like this in terms of how a mass distribution changes, and that mapping sometimes is referred to like you have a set and then you have the image of a set.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the words mass, we have the words inertia, we have the words image, And if you just throw in somewhere there's a minus sign somewhere, then you've got the word negative, and boom, you've got a statement about a symmetry, a mathematical symmetry that exists in a theoretical context, which is totally legitimate and actually means something. And
but that's not
and this
clearly
guy
not
is
what
why
he's
we
talking.
can't. And this guy is why we can't get grant money.
Do you think? Do you think he realizes what you just said, though? Or do you think he's just pulling this like right out of his keister, though? That's what I want to know.
Oh yeah,
guess
no,
another-
I mean, it's his flexibility is astonishing, because I feel like I have more range of motion than that guy, and I don't think I could get my hand that far up my own ass to be able to like pull this sort of stuff out.
Yeah, he keeps it rolling too. That's impressive because he doesn't miss a
It's-
beat.
It's this pattern. It's on, like, I'm not sure I would want to like face this guy in a debate, because I'd like want to start giving him tips. Like, I feel like this is performance art. Like it's astonishing.
You would have to stop him every like 30 seconds to break down what he's saying and try to understand the words and terms he's using, because he's obviously not using the proper terms that you're using in the field. I mean, you can see that.
No, and frankly, we may have noticed he hasn't used that many weird terms. Specifically, the word dielectric may have come up a few times. I'm not sure. He uses that word completely incorrectly. I went into detail about the word capacitance, and I was like, that he's not gonna. I watched a lot of this guy's videos today.
Okay.
That might be a cry for help. I'm not sure.
Oh my God. I am so sorry.
I enjoy this. Maybe that's terrible of me, but this is hilarious to me. This guy is hilarious to me.
It doesn't make any sense to have a language if you don't use like the definitions of terms the same as most other people. Now, sometimes I'll say things where it's like, well, I call it this, but then I clarify what I mean by this, because
Yeah.
I understand that I'm using my own funny thing that I made up in my head to make myself laugh. Oh, for fuck's sake. All right. I'm sorry. Let's listen to him, because everybody but me apparently is having fun.
What would be anti-space? Because space has no properties. Space, of course, is a negative image of inertia. What do you think fills the volume of a torus? That negative image of pure potential. What is the complete inversion of pure potential? The complete inversion of pure potential is pure impotency.
What?
Does he tell us where he gets his weed
Conjugate
before?
geometry of the entire universe.
Wait, whoa. Wait, so wait, something about complete potential is complete impotence? What was that?
Of a torus. That negative image of pure potential. What is the complete inversion of pure potential? The complete inversion of pure potential is pure impotency.
Okay.
I mean, it's a moment of self-reflection on his part, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if he realizes it, but
I mean, at least I can see where he's coming from there. I wish he had a whiteboard so he could walk us through his thoughts, but we're clearly not going to get more than claims. So, all right, off we go.
Yeah.
The conjugate geometry of the entire universe is the hyperboloid and the torus. Torus, of course, is centrifugal force in motion. The geometry of the loss of energy. Just as we say ice would be like the hysteresis or inertia of water, say, for example, would be room temperature, even though that's inaccurate.
Oh, that's funny.
The
Ooh,
dissipation
I wonder
of
if
that
he's one of
energy.
the water memory guys right here. I wonder if he thinks
What's water memory?
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, you're gonna love that topic. That's a whole bag of worms, can of worms, bag of snakes, more like it, to get into.
Can I get the Cliff's Note version?
Yeah, the
it's
water
like
has
homeopathy, but of like the vibes of the room that the water was in that like leaked.
Oh, I have heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I've seen people like us screaming like love and hate and into a jar of water, and then they freeze it or whatever. And
Mhm.
yeah. Oh, that's
Or they do it at plants.
Plants actually do like it when I yell. It doesn't matter if I'm happy or sad. They just like it when I yell. I think they think I'm talking to them. But like when I first started my job, my office mate was like, "Oh, you're really good for my plants." I just started ranting about how
I don't think that's how plants work, but like I can imagine.
I walked into the room and the plant started growing. That's all I know. I am pure sunshine.
I mean, yeah, that tracks.
My plants are like connected to my mental health, though. They do a lot better when I'm feeling good than I do when I'm just barely hanging on.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm kind of like
feeling so
ET
good that
that
you
way.
remember to water them. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like I feel like I know why this happens.
Yeah, it's like I'm like ET. They start drooping, but it's because I'm not getting up and taking care of them as much as they should or stuff like that.
Yeah, this is the story of my whole life. It's like, what is that? A squirrel? Let's go.
Energy would then manifest ice, right? Oh, look, we have ice here. It's hard like a rock and it's cold and all this other stuff. Well, I'm trying to use it's not a perfect analogy, but it's kind of close. One people to wrap their minds around, because magnetism is a dielectric field. In other words, the loss of energy or inertia of the dielectric manifests the toroidal geometry that we call magnetism, the centrifugal force and motion geometry of the torus, i.e. the loss of energy or inertia, the manifestation of heat. This is amperage, which kills, not voltage. Yeah,
What? That was a total non sequitur. That last thing he said, it's amperage which kills, not voltage. That's true in a lot of like ways. You need one for the other and whatnot, but I didn't even follow what he was saying before, so I don't know if you guys have any thoughts. But
I'm scared and confused.
No, this is
Yeah.
mainstream.
you can get hit with 1,000,000 volts as long as it's low amperage. You can get hit with 5 volts, but if it's high amperage, then you're through.
it's
Time to
got to
bury
get through you. It takes more than 5 volts to get through skin. Okay, don't do this because don't do this. But
Unless you're shooting yourself as bad, folks. Just
you
put
should
that disclaimer out there.
Yeah, because if you've got a cut or something, and things can get through the skin, you can have a bad day, let's say.
We'll say that.
But like a car battery or a couple car batteries, if they were hooked up together, like you could grab them and you'd be fine. This is the same shit that's like sparking like crazy when you touch it to like the other thing when you're jumping a car, right? And car batteries can pump out current. Like if you got cuts on your fingers and you do that, you very well may die.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's why
you might need a
find the
couple
nearest
car
man.
batteries. I'm not sure, but
like, hey, I got this car battery over here. Do your thing.
yeah. There's a reason they got like the rubber handles and stuff.
I just grab the nearest man. You smile at them really pretty, and they will do anything for you. Just try it sometime.
I
have tried that. It's not terribly successful. 3 out
I
of
am
10.
scared of men in public. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
they're
you should be.
scary.
Men
Yeah.
are horrible.
So
Keep your ass away from them. Just really handsy.
yeah, they can look. They
Love you, Doc.
No, I was just thinking that explains why Alan, he's the weasel in the middle, why he keeps getting grabbed, because
Oh yeah.
other men just
Men
gay
love
men.
touching
So.
stuff. I don't understand it. But I will say to everyone here that Doc has always been the perfect gentleman to me. Never grabbed me even once, despite being 3,000 miles away.
I mean, I don't know if the word "despite" means what you think it means there, Maya, but okay.
The theory is very simple, and these have
I have grabbed Maya.
Mother
I'm just
Nature,
gonna
the
say
hairy
it.
armpit.
Oh, I think I
That was the
grabbed
first
you.
thing I did to Maya when I first saw her was grabbed her. So.
Oh, yeah, you did grab me first.
So you
Good
guys want to
times.
drop a link to the OnlyFans, like because
Skirt and muddy feet that she is very simple. Yet human beings are that ignorant. These 3 geometries are really one geometry. The hyperboloid and the torus are the negative image of one another. One is the geometry of increasing inertia and acceleration, the center of which there is nothing. The torus is the geometry of loss of energy or inertia manifesting as a centrifugal force vector, which manifests space, the center of which there is absolutely nothing. The superimposition of both of these, each one is a negative image of another. The superimposition of both of these collectively is the same geometry we see of the lowest pressure mediation, just like a bubble. I love it when some of these flatties, as I call them, the people that think the Earth is shaped like a pancake, I say, "Why don't you go blow a bubble? Go show me, take a picture, give me $1,000,000, take me a."
okay, so we had to wade through some hot nonsense there. That was vacuous enough that I mean, I'm milking this dude like.
I mean,
A
it wasn't
farm
half.
boy.
It wasn't half as bad as the whole donut hole tirade he went on.
We're to
Earlier.
pancakes now. Breakfast
Yeah,
foods
we're-
are his
no,
analogies.
what I wanted to pause and like orient everybody, because I know what's happening,
What?
and I bear moral responsibility for doing this to you,
God.
by showing you this man, because it's terrible.
Is he going to
but,
appeal to us by attacking Flat Earth?
Yes, he's going to appeal to us by attacking Flat Earth because he is anti-Flat Earth, and
Can't
has
relate.
to deal with it a lot. He has to deal with people who agree with him on a whole lot of things, disagreeing with him on the shape of the Earth, And when you're in that position, something has gone horribly, horribly wrong. You can't be in general rhetorical agreement with a flat earther and have that be okay for your scientific like understanding of reality.
Picture of a
So he's gonna attack flat earthers.
pancake-shaped soap bubble. Why is the soap bubble spherical? Because it's the lowest pressure mediation given inside pressure and outside pressure of the air. It's the same thing with mass, lowest pressure mediation, mutual mass acceleration, of course, is a sphere. Don't you find it curious and interesting that these three geometries, which make up the totality of the entire universe, are the geometries of every field, and all fields are one thing, just ether perturbation modalities. Negative image of torus, hyperboloid, and vice versa, and the superposition of both is a sphere. At the center of gravity, there is no gravity. The center of a magnetic field, there is no magnetic flux. The center of...
It might not be this video when he goes off about the flat earth. I can't remember.
Absolute true center.
You said that there a second ago about the pancake and all that stuff.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think that might have been it, but at least enough that we know that he's not a
it.
flat earther. He's confirmed that. So yeah, he's backed up what you said about him.
Let me speed him up, actually. Hold on. You guys want to go 1.25 or 1.5?
1.5. 1.75.
Of inertia is absolutely nothing. Rest. What would be the rest state or an inertia analogy of light? Because nobody has ever seen light, by the way. People never see light, they see illumination. It would be a light bulb attached.
People never see light, they see illumination. Like
isn't illumination the reception of light?
Yeah, but like why are you nitpicking about this?
To a lossless battery. In other words, the battery would retain all of its charge after a gazillion years, which doesn't exist. But light's definition, of course, would be that light bulb attached to a lossless battery. And I see anything, it's totally dark. That would be light. This is a true definition of inertia. It has no Cartesian value. It has no...
Okay, well now my internet is going badly. Maybe this is...
All right, I wasn't sure if that was your internet or if it was mine. I was like, wait, can other people see me?
Yeah, I was watching to see if you guys were moving, and you guys were both sitting still too. And I'm like, am I frozen?
Yeah, no. I think my internet is telling us that like
component.
It's had enough of chemical.
By the way, the three-dimensional manifestation, just like light is a transverse coaxial circuit, transverse
three-dimensional manifestation of
transverse coaxial circuit. That's what he calls light. That doesn't mean anything. And when it does mean things, it's not in this context.
Coaxial. That's like how cable is.
Yeah, exactly. A coaxial like generally means like if you've got like a if you have an axis, okay, you got a little axis here.
Cylinder.
And then anything that is like symmetric along that axis is going to be coaxial.
Yeah.
And that's what coaxial cables are. Like the thing in the wall. I have one literally just like up in the middle of the wall. It's like 5 feet up. I don't know why. But yeah, it's got like the copper conductor going in the middle, and then like a bunch of like plastic and shit, and then another conductor on the outside. But that's not what light is, because light is just wiggling magnetic fields. So
photons.
Exactly. They happen to be quantized. It's really weird. I mean,
welcome on in.
Photons are pretty cool. I like kind of want to name my first child Photon, and everybody tells me it's a bad idea, and I'm not sure that I care. You know.
You know what? That's a fight you're gonna have with your wife. Could you please record it?
Electromagnetic with a given frequency and wavelength, with three-dimensional force vector, the loss of energy or inertia of the dielectric, and three-dimensional extrapolation is a torus. If we could look at light three-dimensionally, we would actually see a necklace of tiny little toruses.
What dimensionally do we look at light?
Three-dimensional.
Am I wrong? Don't we look at light three-dimensionally all the time? You could detect depth by...
I'm broken. I'm sorry. He broke me temporarily. I mean, I guess you could say two-dimensionally, and then you infer...
You interpret depth, though, by...
Yeah, exactly.
Angle of refraction.
What you actually think in this moment is a very complex recreation created by your brain. Like your brain is making reality for you every moment. And it's how well it mimics actual reality that kind of determines how well
your brain's doing math problems that you aren't even thinking about, though. It's figuring out the angle of light to build the images that it's making in your memory.
Yeah.
And all that.
And like the vast majority of the time, it does it like very well, and we all kind of agree on what it's telling us. And then you start thinking about reality and like putting the kind of new, extremely like beta level sort of coding, like all of that, like the model building, that's like the operating system. And then us like thinking about metaphysics, that's like some asshole teenager that's like trying to hack into the CIA and has no idea what he's doing, and it's just kind of YOLOing it through. And
Yeah.
it's there's so many different levels of what's happening here that just because you're able to click a button and make a thing do another thing on one level, like now I've done it. It's become contagious. I realized that I have no idea where that sentence started.
Mm.
And it's
Well,
a trap.
You're in good company because he doesn't seem to remember where he started the sentence. So
We're
This guy is not
15
good
minutes into
company.
the sentence.
This guy is not good company. I don't want to be in his company. Okay? I have
hear
to
you.
think
He has
in
a
my
little fire,
day-to-day
though.
life.
Where there is ether rarefaction, there is manifestation of the longitude. The transverse electromagnetic. Nikola Tesla accurately says, by the way of light, he said light can be nothing other than a longitudinal disturbance of the ether. And this is accurate. There is only water. Yeah, we all know of ice. Well,
I guess like I don't know, whatever can't keep up with it.
yeah, it doesn't seem to. YouTube doesn't seem to like 1.75 for you.
You might try refreshing it though.
Oh, that's true.
the transverse electromagnetic. Nikola Tesla accurately says, by the way of light, he said light can be nothing other than a longitudinal disturbance.
We got Bree
of the
over
ether.
here solving all our
And this is
problems
accurate.
with
There's only
extremely
water.
obvious
Yeah,
advice.
we all know of ice.
Thank you.
Well, the loss or
IT
rarefaction
training.
in an analogous crude sense of the energy, i.e. the temperature of water, would of course manifest as ice. The coaxial
Normally I'm
circuit
able to
we
get
look
there.
at,
I
relative
swear.
light, the rarefaction thereof, not the compression. The inverse of compression is rarefaction. The loss of energy or inertia manifests as transverse electromagnetic, which is an
I don't think that's
incomplete
true.
torus. All frequency of the EMF spectrum, all the way from radio, all the way through gamma, visible light, ultraviolet, X-ray, so on and so forth, is an incomplete torus. This makes Mother Nature really simple. Yet human beings can't see the totality of what is very divinely simple. And it is divinely simple. It's divinely simple beyond the reckoning of most people, but if you could actually see it, it's incredibly divine. It's
incredibly divine.
I don't think I want to continue with this video.
No,
I think, like,
you should just see it because it's incredibly divine.
It's just
I-
flowery
I-
language though.
Huh?
Just this beautiful flowery language. How are you not loving this?
It's causing me physical pain.
What? No, you were having fun. He's delightful. He's precious.
He looks like he lives next door to
to see it in its completion,
SpongeBob.
not with mental cogitation and thoughts, but just to see it. for
Well,
what it
that's
is,
the
as
other
it
thing.
is,
His
timeless,
shirt
without
is
beginning
giving
and
me
without end,
Kent
is
Hovind
absolutely
vibes.
awe-inspiring.
It's-
And I mean that literally. It is incredibly awe-inspiring.
I could see that.
If you could think about these, you could actually see it. It's incredibly divine. It's to see it in
incredibly
its completion,
divine.
not with mental cogitation and thoughts, but just
Mental
to see it for what it is, as it
cogitation.
is, timeless, without beginning and without end, is
Okay.
absolutely
It
awe-inspiring. And I
does
mean
not
that literally.
like
It is incredibly
1.5.
awe-inspiring.
It's incredibly
If you could think about these three geometries and the fact that the center of all these geometries, there is nothing. Not nothing in an absolute sense of nihilo, as I mentioned before, but not a thing, not phenomena. What is the inverse of phenomena?
Oh,
Everybody's heard the word phenomena. There are very few
the
people that have heard
inverse
the
of
word phenomena.
phenomena.
It's just a silly
What is-
word
Lumina
in reference to metaphysics.
or something.
Just as wisdom is a silly word in reference to self-proximity. Not this existential self, but the transcendent self. And it's just a silly word.
I think it's
Okay.
a real.
All these geometries, there is nothing. Not nothing in an absolute sense of nihilo, as I mentioned before, but not a thing, not phenomena. What is the inverse of phenomena? Everybody's heard the word phenomena. There are very few people that have heard the word noumena. It's just a silly word in reference to metaphysics.
Like, I don't think he made
Just
that
as
up.
wisdom is a
Like,
silly
that's
word
a real
in
word.
reference to self-proximity.
Titan is
Not this
probably
existential self, but the
something.
I
transcendent self.
mean, they're all words,
What would be the lack of frequency, the loss of energy?
but do they make sense
This is
together?
how Nikola Tesla, by the way, figured out scalar
They
energy.
do. I've been saying this the
That's the
entire
US
night.
military
I've been
currently
saying
uses in
this
some of
guy
its
is a
technology, but
paragon of straightforward explanations about the physical world, and you've all been mocking me for it.
Well, you certainly showed us.
well, he's. Oh, he's. acting like he's trying to put it in layman's terms and keeps, yeah, you get it. So it's like this, you understand? It's like this, and you're just like, okay, and just go along with it. But there's nothing backing up what he's saying.
There is absolutely nothing to back it up.
Nothing.
I feel like every time he says something that reinforces that, I'm gonna like darken it.
Hangman.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
All right, you know
I'm gonna
what?
talk about that here.
So okay, Doc, what qualifies you to talk about physics? Go.
I have a PhD in physics from the University of Colorado at Boulder, and I'm currently a postdoctoral researcher at Stanford University who like does lasers and stuff and makes atoms go real slow. And then we're going to try and measure gravitational waves with atom interferometry. So that's why I have extremely strong opinions about physics and am physically pained when this gentleman commits violent crimes against my people, metaphorically.
No, the scientist of Sciencelandia. Hey, look who it is.
Hi. Nice monster.
Hey.
Yeah, I was like, is this the monster? Like, what?
Yeah,
No.
That's me.
Pops up.
Hey, Stephanie.
Make your monster
you've been-
face.
Oh.
No, you've been what do you call it? Storming the world. Everybody's been impressed with you lately.
Yeah, I need to stop. But this is a nice release. What the hell does this guy think he's explaining with his geometry?
Great question.
Usually fucking physics is directed towards explaining a physical phenomenon. I can't figure out what he's trying to explain. He seems to be hung up on assholes and donuts. It doesn't make sense to me.
Stephanie.
Assholes, donuts, pancakes.
Stephanie, what he's trying to explain at the end of the day is what is at the center of all phenomena, which, as he kept on pointing out, is nothing. This isn't.
Like, I'm not making this up.
It's just a hole.
Does he not know the old saying, as you ramble on through life, brother, whatever be your goal, keep your eye upon the donut and not upon the hole? The fuck?
Pretty sure we could fill a house with the things that he doesn't know. It kind of feels like he learned a lot of terms and just randomly sprinkles them throughout sentences.
Yes, and it's a lot of terms, though, and he normally pronounces them correctly. Normally, not always.
Yeah,
I was a linguist, didn't you say?
Using the term noumena, numinous, all of that stuff, Newman. I mean, that's the hole I think he wants to fill. That hole has got to be God, that thing beyond physicality, beyond all of this stuff. That's the only point I can see him getting to. I need to find a hole that I can put God into. And it's like, we're all looking for a good. No, I won't go there. What the fuck, really? It was so infuriating. The guy's talking about geometry, and it doesn't make any goddamn sense.
It's donut geometry, Stephanie. You don't understand it.
I know, but
it's
Einstein's equation's
awesome.
Pretty fucking good when it comes to gravity.
Einstein didn't know about donuts, though. When were donuts even invented? We don't even know.
Yeah, and donuts are identical with the gravitational force, which is the electromotive induction of the charge. And it's impressive. I know the words too, and I can't do it because I'm constrained by the requirement that I think most people have when they're trying to construct a sentence to try and communicate an idea with it, and he is unconstrained by any such qualms.
He is the Deepak Chopra of Jordan Peterson's. I mean, it's just
that shouldn't mean anything, and it totally does, and it's an indictment of reality.
All right,
donuts were invented in the 5th century, and here we go. Yeah, I got it. This is just a palate cleanser, since I know Maya likes these monsters and stuff. A strange, possibly extraterrestrial monster with see-through skin and long legs was discovered close to a remote village. Video below. The image of the creepy creature sparked a spooky social media search
Wait.
for the animal's origin after it was found outside Carl Ingar Fossbakken's home in central Norway. Mr. Fossbakken, I hope I'm saying that right, says his horrified wife discovered the creature outside their home in central Norway, and the smooth-skinned, 10-inch long, almost transparent looking body could pass for a prop in an alien horror movie. Carl, 51, from Tidal, explained to the local media, "It was my wife who found it. She asked me to go out and remove it because she thought it was nasty." Which, yeah.
She's not wrong.
Oh, whoops! Accidentally kicked Doc. Doc, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I was just trying to get you to stop sharing the screen.
He
Please come back.
He added, but I had to take some pictures of it first. It's taken off completely online, and I've received many inquiries. Many users think it could be a deer, caribou, or moose. Others wonder if it could be the remains of a bat. But the truth is even more grisly, according to the experts. Let's have a look.
Photographs have been taken of an unusual creature with gruesome transparent skin after it was found outside a remote cottage. The creature was found outside Carl Ingar Fossbakken's home in central Norway. Mr. Fossbakken says his horrified wife discovered the creature outside their home in central Norway. He described the creature as having smooth skin and a 10 inches long, almost transparent looking body. Mr. Fossbakken explained to local media, "It was my wife who found it. She asked me to go out and remove it because she thought it was nasty." He added, "But I had to take some pictures of it first." Zoologist Roar Solheim, from the Agder Nature Museum, believes it to be the remains of a partially digested giant frog. He believes it was probably coughed by a heron, which had bitten off more than it could chew. He explained, "The feet belong to a frog, or a toad. As far as I know, there is no other animal that has such feet. The hind legs are folded forward, which looks strange." The expert added, "The body and the head look very smooth, and it may indicate that it has been eaten,
Are they
and
going
then
to show us any
regurgitated
other
again.
pictures?
The surface may look like
I think this might be the only
I
picture.
think it's just I
because the
think it's
frog
the only picture, and it's reading the story. And
I was hoping it was a video, but the story's basically what I already
Apparently not.
read.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's all right.
I need, well,
We're just
because
gonna get closer and closer to it.
how big was it?
10
Like
inches.
there wasn't 10 inches? Okay, because I was like, I needed a size reference because it
Oh.
kind of looked like a shrimp, sort of ish.
Those are, I mean, I think those are pretty, look like frog legs to me. I mean,
They are kind of froggy.
yeah, look at the webbing there.
Yeah, but they're pointed a weird direction.
But yeah, I mean, I'm going to go with the expert here and say it's a frog, but y'all are welcome to disagree in the comments down below.